the government is rolling out vocational training in all 14 regions. The aim is obviously to enhance and capacitate the Namibians in terms of skill development of vocational training. And the strategy has been implemented or is being implemented that at least each region should have a VTC. So no exception, Kunene is also part of that, and we are now inaugurating this. VTC that is meant for Kunene region tomorrow here in Khorixas.
Now, can you provide insight into the kind of programs and courses that will be offered at the new center?
This center is envisaged to quite have a large intake, I think annually of about 3,000 artisans or students. As we speak now, with the official inauguration, there are 4 trades that would be starting off immediately. Air conditioning and refrigeration is one. Second one is plastering. Third one is bricklaying. And the third one is carpentry and woodwork that is starting with immediate effect with a VTC that's opening tomorrow. The trainers have been appointed. The applications call for students was done, and they are also in the process of being informed so that the classes in earnest can start. But in future, what we have requested and are envisaging is obviously also a course or a thing that would also then entail green hydrogen because of the green hydrogen village that is envisaged for Kunene, electrical as well. Also courses that have to do with mining, since we have quite a lot of potential for mining and a lot of mines that are opening in the future in Kunene region. So those are some of the courses that we are also looking at, that we are really pushing towards for this particular institution, the VTC, to have.
Okay. Now, what are some of the challenges you foresee, and how do you plan on addressing them?
Your challenges are part of it. I think from the word go, we faced a lot of challenges already at the beginning in terms of construction. We have overcome. I must say thank you to the community of Khorixas for trusting me, trusting the team that came to negotiate and talk to them about the VTC. We had quite a lot of challenges in getting it up and running. What we are foreseeing, obviously, in future is 2 things that for me are standing out. One is, how do we as a region try by all means to feed many people as possible for uptake at the VTC. I mean, the intake would be about 3,000. Currently, as we speak, we do not even send 100 kids for tertiary institution per year from the region. So this is something that we really need to work on, and we have started working on together with our education director, of seeing how do we improve our results, how do we improve kids to attain proper results that will be able to make them qualified to be students at vocational training and also universities of higher learning. I think then the second element that is also a bit of a big challenge for us, obviously, is the challenge of making everybody feel inclusive of the VTC. You know, Kunene is a very sensitive area where we have quite a lot of fights going on. I wouldn't want to term it as tribal, but based probably on ethnic grouping. And we would want everybody to feel that this VTC includes and is actually meant for everybody to be able to be uptake as long as they meet the particular requirement, whether it's for students or whether it's for employment. So what we want to really, and what we foresee is one of the challenges is probably that of ethnic group fightings that might want to emanate from this opportunity. But we are well having strategies how to mitigate and to handle them for us not to experience these problems. So I think that those are 2 major issues there for me are stand out going in the future. The others we have overcome already.
Now, can you tell us about the stakeholders or any partnership or collaborations that have been essential in this project?
Look, stakeholders from the beginning are quite a lot. the community first and foremost, town council, the regional council, my office of the governor, NTA, Ministry of Higher Education, youth forums from the 7 constituencies we have in the region, conservancies, traditional authorities, OMASs, agencies, and the ministry offices. These have been quite instrumental stakeholders that we kept on engaging consistently during the duration of the construction phase of the NTN up to now, when we open now for operations. So we will continue, obviously engaging them, getting the best possible solutions.
What strategies are then in place to ensure the long-term sustainability of the Vocational Training Centre?
I think with that, we are not that much of worried, because this is a national training authority institution. They are mandated with the Act to be able to provide vocational training for long-term, short-term, medium-term. So in terms of sustainability of the VTC, I think that we are covered. I think what is very important for us is then to create that network where we support them and continuously engage if there are any issues on how to make sure that this VTC produces the best of the best, in order for the products that come out of it to be able to attain work outside the region, inside the region, anywhere in the country and outside the country. We want to have a reputable institution where people, if they hear of this VTC, they know that people of high caliber, people that have been trained extensively and know what they are doing, are coming out of this particular institution. So I think that's the strategy that we need to drive. That's what we are driving. That's what we are looking at.
Now, lastly, Governor, are there any special initiatives aimed at encouraging women and girls to enroll or marginalized community into the training programs?
I think let's make it holistic. I think we don't want to also leave out the boy child. What we have is a high number of unemployed young people in the region. We have a lot of dropouts in the region. We have a lot of, and when we say dropouts, we talk about people even from lower grades from school. The number that enrolls, for example, for first year as grade 1 are not necessarily the same number of people that are finishing grade 7 to move to the next phase. Now, we would obviously drive initiatives and campaigns to be able, like we have now done, to be able to take to the people how to apply, what are the requirements, how do we get those that are not there to that, how do we find strategies to improve those that have dropped out. Then one of the strategies obviously is special programs, which we already have done as a region. We can use as a benchmark, where every year I send about, or Office of the Governor sends about 90 students to NIMT, where they go for 6 months course. These are normally either even a grade 10, grade 7 dropout, but somebody with experience. Maybe he is a carpenter helping a company. Maybe this is a guy who has been a backyard mechanic. So we want to upskill him, give him the necessary qualifications in order for him to enter the formal sector. I think that's what we are looking at in terms of also this VTC. We have a lot of our dropouts. Unfortunately, some of them cannot go back to formal schooling. But how do we then absorb these people who are skilled, who are gifted by hand, to be able to be taken up in this institution, upskilled, go and earn hours and come back and then trade to be able to go into the formal sector of vocational training. So those are one of the strategies that we will be driving, and we will be obviously encouraging. The other is obviously to go to schools and then to talk to the learners, because we don't want vocational training to be an alternative. It should be an option, first option, not an alternative by somebody thinking, no, if you're academically not gifted, you cannot be at the vocational training. Because a vocational training is for us to upskill our youth so that we can develop a country, because developed countries in the world, we have seen, are mostly having a lot of artisans that they produce. So that's, I think, one of the strategies that we want to do in terms of Kunene. So I think that's what I can answer for that question.